In this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I thought I'd pull back the curtain and tell you exactly how we're planning to grow our agency to 500K. My name is David Coslett. I'm the co-founder of Hello Social. And if this is the first video you're watching of mine, in the last 12 months, we've supported over 100 businesses with their marketing, giving them a plan so they know what to do that's going to get them results. And what I want to do in this video is really pull back the curtain and show you what we're doing to grow our business. So why 500K? I think a lot of business owners focus on numbers, but not really understanding the why behind it. For us, 500K isn't just some random number. It's about supporting the team, making sure we've got a better delivery system, we can invest in stuff properly, and it's more effective. The goal here has never been about building the biggest agency. It's about building a great one. And you're probably wondering what hasn't worked. And I think this is an important opportunity to be honest. We haven't tried everything, and everything that we have tried hasn't always worked. So I'm going to run you through some of those things so you've got the full transparent focus on what we can do, what didn't work, what did work, so you know how to use it in your business. A good example is we've tried a lot of things that generate attention, but they're not many clients. So in our first 12 months, we did webinars. I did a webinar almost every other month. I was fully focused on, that was the strategy. We're gonna do webinars, we're gonna get people to them, and then I'm gonna book meetings after, and we convert deals. That didn't really work, but we didn't figure that out until 12 months later. So we just kept doing the same thing, and that's the definition of an insanity, right? You do the same thing over and over again without changing something. So I think that's really where it gives you a bit of perspective. Like, you have to be checking these strategies and things that you're using in your marketing every quarter to make sure, is it actually giving us a return? Marketing is not just about activity, it is about revenue. Yeah, so we should invest in marketing that then gives us a return. What does that look like for your business? So what I'm going to do now is run you through the 5 things we're focusing on in the next 12 months that's going to ultimately get us to that 500K point. Number 1 is strategy first. Everything starts with strategy. This gives us the clarity, it gives us the plan and the direction so we know what we're doing. And we also do that as part of our onboarding process. So every new client, whether they want some training or whether they want to come onto one of our agency retainers, we make sure we start with a bit of a strategy and an onboarding session, which gets really clear on, okay, what are the 3 core objectives in the next 12 months and how can our marketing impact that? So it might be conversion. Your current conversion rate is at 20%, but if we increase that to 30%, you're going to grow your business. So it's looking at, okay, how can we do that from a marketing standpoint? So everything starts with a plan. Second, we're going to look at content. Not about more content, this is about better content. I was recently speaking to a prospect the other day and working with another agency, and they're putting out content on Facebook and Instagram. It's quite generic, it's a lot of stock images, a few trending reels in there, but low engagement, not getting any visibility. And there's just a better way of doing it, right? So that's where we want to talk about. We want to talk about better content, not volume. It's about quality here. Content that builds trust and content that helps people make better informed decisions. So transparency is a big thing. Like, one of our most asked questions is, well, how much is that going to cost? And when I have an introduction call with a prospect, I say, look, we're transparent as a business. We want to let everybody know upfront how much this costs, because it's the #1 question we get asked. So our investment literally starts from 0. We run 2 marketing planning days every single year that you can come to completely free of charge. From there, some clients maybe want a little bit more support. And that might be a marketing strategy session as a one-off, right, for £1,000, or it might be one of our training programs starting from 250 quid, or if you want it fully handled and taken care of, our agency services start from 1750 per month. Now, depending on what you're after, we can have a look at the different options. How does that sound? That is something I literally say word for word, verbatim, on the phone to people, so they are fully briefed and they understand. I'm not holding anything back. We even got a pricing page on our website, so everybody goes there. They can get a good understanding of how we can help. A big part of this YouTube channel is to educate our clients. So we talk about things that's working. We talk about things that haven't worked, the mistakes. It's the education that we're transparent about. So I give all my best advice away for free, right? If it helps a business grow, that is what I'm interested in. That's what we're in the business of, growing businesses. YouTube comes down to that. I also run a LinkedIn newsletter. I think we've got about 750 subscribers on that now. So that is about educating, informing people, supporting them, because that's going to help them make a better informed decision, right? And that's quality content, because it's answering questions people have about your product or service. And number 3 is community. So no matter what business you're in, if you're in product or service-based business, you need to build a community. This was the number one thing I learned from when I was in the music industry, because I built a little group of raving fans that were interested in me, they follow me on social, they buy my t-shirts, they come to my gigs, they were interested in what I was building and the songs that I was singing. So we need to do the same thing from a business perspective. That community hub. Who are your raving fans? What do they like? Why do they work with you? Why would they come back and spend more time with you or more money? Yeah, how can we do that in your business? So we run something called the Marketing Mixer, which is a half-day event. We run it every 6 months, and this is an investment in building a marketing plan. So the real reason we run these events is because of people, right? People, partnerships, relationships, that's what matters when you're building a community, because work is still passed between people. Yeah, we don't just go from brand to brand, right? It's a person behind the other end of that conversation. So we want to create a community, build relationships, build people and partnerships. That's why we do those events. Number 4 is systems. So systems bring you clarity. And there's a couple of things that we're looking at the moment. So we have launched a new SaaS product called the Hello CRM. So we've got that as a bolt-on for the business. So people that just want some software, that need a CRM that's proven, that's backed by an agency that's actually using it day to day, that's what we can provide. So people want that, and we're gifting that out for people to get in touch with and use, just to get them started. If they're a small business, they've never used a CRM before, or they've got one, they're not gelling with it, they need something else, we can help with that. And the second thing is automation. So when you've got a good system, you can set up some triggers and some automations with stuff that happens, whether you're there or not. And to get to 500K and beyond, you need that to happen. So I can't always answer every DM, every message on LinkedIn or text message, do you know what I mean, from a prospect. It's near impossible when you get to that sort of size. So you need some automations, you need some workflows in place that allows you to do that. And then process. So recently we've just reallocated our delivery process in terms of how things happen and when they happen, to make us more efficient and to get better results for our clients. So I mentioned about the goals in the plan and the strategy that we set. So they're really strategic, right? A lot of clients come to us, they don't know how to set a marketing goal, right? So we actually teach them, what does that marketing goal look like? Okay, so if we set it at that, if we do these 3 things, that's going to affect it, and then we can measure it in 12 months to see if it's had the right effect. Automation, processes, systems, and then ultimately that leads to follow-up. So when you've got a good system in place for your sales, you generate interest or you generate attention, inquiries, you then need a follow-up in place, right? Because we know for a fact salespeople that follow up are more likely to close deals. So what does that look like in your business? You need a really good system for your follow-up, whether it's reminders, whether it's triggers, whether it's a dedicated individual in your business that is just paid to do that follow-up. You need someone that is responsible for it. Because if you're anything like me, as a business owner, we get very distracted from head to toe with all the different things that we've got to look after, whether it's team, people, whether it's sales, it's meetings, it's responding to this, emails, finance, etc., etc. And it becomes very difficult to follow up with leads. As simple as that task maybe sounds, sometimes it helps just having people on the ground, boots on the floor to actually do that. And then you can track it and you can measure the return. So number 5 is delivery, and this is the final piece of the puzzle. So the best marketing in the world is not going to save a business that can't deliver. Retention, referrals, and results. They are the 3 things that you need. You need a good system for delivering your service or product. That's where long-term growth comes from. So you need to look at your business and be like, how can I really deliver the best world-class service? Okay, under promise, over deliver. Let's not promise clients the world and, do you know what I mean, not do it. We want to really under promise what we can do and then over deliver on those things. Because that's where you get the best results, and the raving fans, they come from delivery. There's a reason why our average lifetime of a client is about 17 months. They don't just stay with us for 3 or 6 or 12. It's longer than that, yeah? Because to get an average, you have to have clients that are beyond that. So some of our clients have stayed with us for 2.5 years. And that's a big thing. That's retention of business, okay? So what does that delivery model look like in your business that allows you to go to the next level? The final two things I thought I'd just mention is, one, I'm not chasing every single platform or trend, okay? We're not trying to be everywhere on everything, because that's not gonna work for us, okay? We've got a really specific plan and a strategy, and we're gonna focus on those 3 or 4 things. Because growth isn't about deciding what to do, it's about deciding what not to do. That's going to give you the leverage and the time to focus. And my biggest lesson, probably from working with over 100 businesses, it's not been about clients or businesses needing more marketing, it's been about clarity. They need clarity around their marketing to move forward. And sometimes, big reality check, you need to take a couple steps back in order to move forward. So that's the plan. There's no secret hack. There's no special trend or a silver bullet that we're using. Just a step-by-step process that allows us to grow by 1% every single day to get the best results. So if you found this video useful, just hit that subscribe button. There's plenty more coming on the way. Or check out some of our other YouTube videos that might help you along your journey. If you want to create a dedicated marketing plan, or this video's influenced you in some way that you want to reach out, you can hit the link below in the description for a strategy session. One of my team will give you a call and we can go from there. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.